Hey Silkies, it's Black Silk, and today I'm going to talk about relationships, real talk about relationships. I had this conversation the other day with a friend, and it came up, and I'm like, I should make a video about this because it's total bullshit. I mean, a lot of people don't tell you about this stuff. A lot of relationship advice videos or articles don't really talk about this. They kind of talk about the bullshit part of it. Okay, so you're probably wondering, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, in some form or another, relationships all take work, and in some form or another, advice columns or relationship coaches say something similar. You can't have a relationship unless you heal. Okay, this is the bullshit part about that. You are always healing. You're never gonna stop healing. You're always gonna heal. You're gonna heal for the rest of your life. From the moment you realize that you need to heal, whether it's intentional or unintentional, mainly intentional, you're always going to be in the process of healing. So with that mindset, it's saying, okay, you're never going to be good enough for a relationship. You're never going to be ready for a relationship. And that's not what they say directly, but it is heavily implied. I grew up with this bullshit. I'm studying psychology. I study stuff about relationships and stuff like that. And that's something I always hear. Oh, you need to heal first before you go into your next relationship. Oh, you're not completely healed. You can't do it. Oh, you can't expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself. That's another bullshit myth, by the way. So let me go into that second bullshit myth. You can't expect someone to love you if you don't love yourself. So that's saying you're undeserving of love unless you love yourself. Loving yourself is a process. There's no just linear step, to loving yourself. Sometimes it goes up and down. Up and down. Not just straight up or just straight down. There's no in between. It's just up and down. Sometimes you love yourself completely and you're just feeling great. You're feeling it for however long. And sometimes you have down days or weeks or months because something tragic happens in your life or something affects you in some type of way. So you're gonna have those moments where you just don't love yourself as much as you should. But does that mean that you don't deserve love? No, it does not mean you don't deserve love. Let me give you an example. Someone has writer's block or creative block. You don't hear people say, oh, you can't write anything else because you're not healed enough. You can't be creative because you're not healed enough. You have to wait till you heal and then you can be creative. No, you don't hear people saying that. So why does it seem like most coaches or whatever always try to shame you for loving the way you need to or healing the way you need to? Is that how they make their money? Possibly, yes. But the shame, loving and healing and romance and all that stuff thrown together, there should be no shame in it. And there should be no shaming in loving or your process of loving. Now, I'm not saying, before someone says anything about this, I'm not saying that you should rush into a relationship before you are ready. Because that's different. If you're not ready for a relationship, you should not rush into it. You shouldn't force yourself to do something that you're not ready for. You know you're not ready for. Being a serial monogamist or having non-stop hookups that don't make you feel good. Because I'm not going to say hookups are bad. I know they're taboo for a lot of people. A lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't do this. And no, if hooking up is something that helps you heal, then I say go for it. It helps you heal. Be safe, of course, Make sure that you are mentally ready for it. And some people say that it spiritually breaks you. But I believe that if it's something that you feel is healing you and you're being safe about it and you're being aware of the effects of hooking up, then I think it's perfectly fine. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, so that's another taboo thing. If they don't hook up, or some advice coaches say like, oh, it's okay to just have fun, have a fling here and there, and some of them are kind of like, it's not good for your soul, it's not good for your spirit because you're attaching yourself to people. Okay, so my personal belief, not fact, my personal belief is that you do attach some part of yourself to someone, especially when you're someone who is like how I am, is demisexual. You do attach part of yourself to them, whether you're wanting to or not. Even if you're not demisexual, I think someone attaches a part of themselves to whoever they get sexual with. That's just my opinion now. But that is just an opinion. That doesn't mean it's the same for everyone else. And regardless of my opinion on that, I still feel like that hookups are fine. I feel like friends with benefits are fine. Okay, so with the healing part and it being okay with you not being fully healed or in the process of healing, I'm going to stress this. I'm not trying to encourage codependency because that's something unhealthy. That's something that you have to recognize that you're doing it. The key to having a happy relationship is being able to be happy with yourself. Okay, so I think this one gets misinterpreted too. I think this one should be explained better, and this one's kind of bullshit, but it's not. I think a lot of people believe or feel like they should teach that you have to be completely happy before you get in a relationship. That's another bullshit part, which is sort of related to the first bullshit part. You don't have to be completely happy to be in a relationship. Okay, so let me give some examples about this. Okay, I can get in a relationship once I get all this money. Oh, I can get in a relationship once I lose all this weight, or I finally learn how to do my makeup a certain way, or I finally get better clothes and all that. Lots of things you can fill in the blanks with those kind of things. I think a lot of the bullshit part is a lot of coaches and people think that you have to be completely happy to find that person for you. And that's not true, because sometimes you find the right person at the wrong time, and then sometimes you can find the wrong person at the right time. So that all depends on the universe or whatever you believe. If you believe in nothing, it just depends on fate, luck, whatever you want to believe in. So relationships, you don't need to be completely happy to be in a relationship or to have a relationship or to deserve a relationship. I don't recommend it if you're completely miserable all the time, like you're really, really extreme. Like, I'm talking about extremes where I don't recommend certain things, but like, life happens, shit happens, and a lot of it's out of your control. You can't do anything about it, you know? And this is coming from someone that has gone through those things where shit has happened, and I felt still deserving of a relationship. So let's talk about codependency. I gotta talk about this because it ties in to all of this. I think a lot of what these coaches, these life advice coaches, these relationship coaches try to talk about is they try to get you to get away from being codependent, but do they go about it the right way? I don't agree. A lot of them don't. Now, some of them see through the bullshit, but I don't feel like they go about it the right way. I think it's like the shortest, easiest, quickest thing to just say and to spittle it out. Like, you can't have a relationship without healing. You shouldn't be in one without healing. And again, I still feel like that that's not the way to go about it. The best way I would say it is, you can have a relationship while you're healing. No one wants to say that one. I've never heard anyone say it. I've read quite a bit of things, watched quite a bit of things. I never heard anyone say it. You can have a relationship while you're healing. I'm letting you know it's okay for you to have a relationship while you're healing. I'm letting you know it's okay for you to hook up. I'm letting you know it's okay to focus on your happiness. I'm letting you know it's okay to not be 100% happy, to not be 100% healed in order to get that romantic happiness that you want. It's okay. I did a video like a couple years back about being goth and dating, and a lot of it was a mess. The dating scene is still a mess. A lot of people, there's a lot of messy people out there, okay, that think they're not messy. I think the biggest thing with that situation is that a lot of people don't know what they want. Or people are ashamed to state what they actually want. If someone says they want marriage or commitment, and then some people just aren't ready for that. They're focusing on themselves. They want to do other things for themselves. I think it's so important for people to be direct about that. I have come across some people who are direct about that in the past. So, me personally, I'm one of those people. I don't bullshit around. I'm direct about that. And I think a lot of that is because people are ashamed to admit they want that serious level of commitment, or they don't want the serious level of commitment because they feel like they're going to be judged for it either way. And I think it's so important to actually state what you want, to state what level of commitment that you want. And I think a lot of the stuff that people are throwing out, these little short things, heal and then you can have a relationship, or you can't expect to be happy. You know, I think a lot of that is a lot of pressure sometimes for people. I'm not saying everybody, but sometimes for people. Okay, so I'm not condoning being a player, fuckboy, whatever we call them nowadays. I know I have different age ranges watching my videos, so it's not just guys, it's fuck girls. People who have their hoe phases too. Not everyone, but most people at least have one hoe phase. I'm not saying that you gotta have a hoe phase or you're wrong for not having a hoe phase, but some people have a hoe phase. Okay. I think people are more proud about that nowadays, but it's okay. It's okay. That's what you want to have. It's okay. All right. So there are instances I don't agree with that. Okay. So I'm saying all this different stuff, but I want to just narrow down what I'm not okay with, and that's playing with people's hearts and just being a dick or asshole, jerk, which usually is identified as fuckboys, fuckgirls, or cheaters. I'm not condoning that either. I'm definitely not condoning people who are quote unquote homewreckers, which I'm gonna go into in a minute, because homewreckers is kind of a term. I'm not condoning any of that at all. I don't feel like that's related to what I'm saying. I'm saying just be yourself with no shame, but have boundaries and respect other people's boundaries. See, that's the thing. Boundaries, consent, that's the thing. It's important. So there has to be consent. I'm 100% for consent, and it has to be boundary respect for both people involved. Okay, so now that we got that straight. The term homewrecker, I want to cover that too. Homewrecker is a very common one. A term that's been used quite a bit in my past. I've been called that too. I wasn't actually intentionally doing anything to be considered a homewrecker. It's just, it would be someone's ex that wanted to get back with him, and they kept trying and it didn't work, and I was quote unquote the homewrecker. So that was my case, but there are actually people out there who would be homewreckers. Okay, here's the thing. I don't fully believe in that because I don't think that someone can come in and take someone's man or woman away. I believe that person chooses to do it. It's not someone who just comes in and just, seduces them and they just lose their mind. They have no control over their self. No, I don't agree with that part. People make choices to cheat or to leave or destroy their marriage, their relationship. So I don't think it's just the other party's fault. I think both people involved are responsible. And if the other party or the homewrecker is unaware, then I don't feel like it's their fault because they didn't know. But I wasn't originally going to talk about this part, but I guess I'm going to go ahead and talk about the cheating part. Might as well, right? Okay, so the homewrecker part, I keep saying homewrecker. I got to come up with another word for that. There's the cheater, the cheatee. There we go, the cheatee. The cheatee, if they don't know that the other person is, got them caught up in some kind of mess, then I don't feel like they should be, penalized for it or called names or anything like that. But if they know, that's another thing. Yeah, don't be that person. But it seems like nowadays people are proud of that kind of behavior. I don't know. That's not what I'm trying to encourage here. Not at all. I don't understand why you're proud to be a side chick or a side dude. That's the words I'm looking for. Not cheatee. Side chick or side dude. Okay. So I don't know why anybody would want to be a side piece because and be proud of it. I think it's a confidence thing for some people. I think most people want to feel confident. They want to feel good. And I think it's a rush for them. I think that makes them feel confident that they can go in. They think they're so attractive and so this or that, whatever their reason is. And they come in, they take someone away from someone else and makes them feel empowered. It's a thing of control. I can understand wanting to feel that way, but there's other ways to go about it personally, and I can't tell people what to do, obviously, but that's just my opinion. I think there's other ways to go about getting that confidence boost. I mean, you can do something you love and still get that confidence boost. And then, because it doesn't feel good for the other person. Some people aren't compassionate in that way, and they don't think about, okay, so I'm getting what I want now, but I could be hurting the other person. Some people don't think about that. And I think it takes a level of compassion to understand that situation. Okay, since I'm going into the cheating thing, cheating is not black and white. Oh my God, this is gonna piss some people off. Okay, I'm someone who's been cheated on, and I've been on both sides. Not proud of it, but let me tell you what, it's not that black and white. Okay, now some people have cheated and they've been cheated on. Not saying this is the right way to go about it, but they've been cheated on and they do it as revenge. Doesn't mean both parties are right. Some people feel emotionally and physically neglected and it drives them to cheat. I'm not saying that's right either. It's not that black and white. Some people can sympathize with the party who got neglected, who was maybe like abused mentally or physically, or just neglected in general, spiritually, just weren't compatible. And I know a lot of people will say, and I've been like this too, I know a lot of people will say, just leave. Some people can't just leave. I hate to say this, but some people can't because they're financially stuck with someone or physically stuck, or some people feel obligated to stay for some reason, like their children or something, or they can't afford it. I mean, I just said financially, but it's not always black and white in that situation. Though, even though I said this, there are some people who are just fucking jerks, who just cheat just to hurt people. They just do whatever they want to do and don't care about the person's boundaries. Point blank, period. They don't care at all. And they actually are what most people are talking about. So back to the relationship articles and advice and coaches and all that. Everyone knows, as a blanket term, a blanket thing, cheating is not right. And it's kind of commonly known now, or more accepted now anyway. A lot of people praise cheating for some reason. I know back in the day, back in the old days, a lot of men would cheat on their wives or their partners, whatever, and they get like really, not really any repercussions for doing that. They're like, oh, I understand, she's attractive, you know, I would do the same thing too. I actually saw like an old movie where a man said that to another man.
Get a load of that dame. That's JJ's wife? The boss is stepping out.
Say, if I had to do he's got, I'd step out too. I feel a little laundry tonight.
I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, different times. There are still men like that now. They're like, okay, yeah, you know, it's fine to cheat. I mean, you're a man. You got manly knees. Please get out of here with that shit. Everyone should have self-control. But I think women get it harder, you know, if they do cheat. And it's that black and white situation. Now, I will always encourage people to leave if they have the ability to leave, and if they don't, work their way to leaving the situation. So, I think I ranted long enough. Thank you for listening to my relationship talk. If you would like me to cover more topics on relationships, leave it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, Silkies. Like and subscribe for more videos.